Cheap mouse versus expensive mouse. What's the biggest difference other than the price? I think I can answer this because I've used both of these for almost a year and the difference in price is more than 10 times. To be specific, this one's the Lenovo 300 office mouse. It's a wired mouse and it's pretty much the cheapest I found, which is functional. Anything below this would probably be trash and I've tried a lot of those. And like I said, I have used this myself for over a year, which means I deemed this good enough to use. And then I eventually upgraded to the Logitech MX Master 3S, and you know how expensive this mouse is. I paid full price for this. But let's get straight to it. The biggest difference that I saw between a cheap mouse versus a premium one, it's not the features, it's not the performance or build quality, but it's comfort. Yes, usage comfort. That's the biggest difference. It could be because of the mouse that I chose. The MX Master it's a well-regarded mouse. It's designed for creative people to be used for a long time. It has this slightly tilted design, which is I think called an ergonomic design, compared to this like flat-looking mouse, which is fairly small for a medium-sized palm. I remember this thing does get uncomfortable. I used to use it for about 6 to 8 hours a day, and yeah, this wasn't the best mouse ever. It was fine for the price. It worked. The clicks are okay, the scroll wheel is functional. It wasn't good, but it's okay for the price. And obviously this thing has a legendary scroll wheel. I've explained more in my detailed video about this, that the scroll wheel is the best part of this mouse, the MX Master. They've pretty much perfected their design. This thing is really great. You charge it for like 25 minutes and it lasts over a month. I don't remember the last time I charged this thing and it still has 20% battery. What? And I use it for 10 plus hours a day. I never turn this off. I just leave it at my desk and it switches off automatically after like 10-15 minutes. And while this isn't perfect, I've mentioned how, the software is pretty much essential for this thing to function, which is not great. But at least it has a software with all these macros built in for specific apps that I use. Like there are some for Premiere, some for Photoshop and everything. It's really great for a creative person like me who edits a lot of videos and photos every day. My point is, these premium mouses are often specialized for a certain thing and they're really good at it. Whereas these cheap mouses are like, they work obviously, but they're not great at a lot of things. They're just there to get the job done and that's about it. And like I said, they're not very comfortable at it. They're just for very casual users. If you're someone who sits at your desk using your PC for a long time, a premium mouse would definitely be a good investment. That's exactly why I bought this thing, even though it's like overhyped and overpriced. Not because this was bad or I couldn't use it or it didn't have features or whatever. No, it wasn't comfortable, that's one thing, and it wasn't really specialized to give me a good experience. This thing is. I'm not saying you should jump over and buy a premium mouse immediately, but like I said, you should consider it as an investment for yourself and it's worth it. But those were my 2 cents about what makes a premium mouse better or rather different than a cheap mouse. By the way, when there are more than one computer mouse, do you say mouses or do you say mice? I use them both interchangeably. I don't know which is right. You let me know. Also, what's the price of your mouse that you're using right now? Tell me.